Guys, we need to, hey guys, we got to talk. We just got to talk, okay? This is not to be mean. This is not anything. I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but we got to talk because I realize that I'm talking to the masses. I realize that everybody is at different positions and not understanding. I think about 85% of you are getting it, and there's about 15% lagging behind. And I want to catch them up to speed. I want you to understand completely. And I'm coming from a sincere place for you and your family. I want you to understand. I don't want to come off as an ass or nothing. That's my disclaimer right there. Let's get into it, okay? I do not want to come off as an asshole, but I want to educate you because you're very misinformed. Okay, little Nino Gamer 9142. Listen, man, I'm not picking on you. You said 100K in a CD at 5% is 25,000 of free money. The bank gave you to use your money for 5 years or keep 100K in a freezer for nothing. I'm not telling you to keep $100,000 in the freezer and do nothing with it. I'm telling you to get to $100,000 so you can start making proper investments. You just said that 5% at 25,000 for after 5 years. Do you understand how that sounds? Brother, you got people out here making $25,000 a day. A day. You got people out here making $25,000 an hour, hell, a minute. That's almost 2025. You got people out here making 25 grand a minute. And I know that is on such a macro scale, like that is off the charts for most people. I get it. But you literally have people in this world making $25,000 a minute. And you're talking about $25,000 in 5 years. How about 25 grand a month? All right, can we agree on that? How about we make 25 grand a month? How about we make 25 grand every 6 months? Residual income. How about we do that? How about we just add an extra 25 grand a year? How much could that help you and your family? Just an extra 25 grand a year. So when I tell you to save $100,000, I'm not telling you to save $100,000 and shove it in the freezer and never touch it again. That's not what I'm talking about. My personal emergency fund is not in the bank. Okay, if you want to store your emergency fund in the bank, by all means, put your emergency fund in the bank. Do what you do. Lock it in a CD because emergency fund is to not be touched anyway. Okay, so somewhere in there, you guys have missed the point. So when you tell me to lock in 100K in a CD at a 5% interest rate to gain $25,000 in 5 years, how about I just take that 100,000 and buy a food truck, like a legit one? How about I take that 100,000 and start flipping crack houses? Why don't I go buy $30,000 foreclosed homes, crack houses, and I throw another 30 or 40 into it? I still got what, 30 or 40 left over if I, just in case. And then I sell the freaking crack house for $125,000. You get what I'm saying, man? I made my 25 grand right there after taxes and everything. I buy a food truck. I hustle really hard in this food truck and I start to make $10,000 a week in the food truck. You can make $1,000 a day in a food truck easy. That's easy. I've talked to food truck owners, multiple of them over the years. Some of them pull up and make $1,000 at one event. Some do more than that. I've met guys making 8 grand at events. Like, it just depends on who they are, where they're located, so many things. If you can know how to cook, you can buy a food truck and make $1,000 a day. Easy. Easy. That's $7,000 a week. That's $28,000 a month. We on the same page, man? I'm not trying to insult you. So I hate that we've gotten off the wrong foot, guys, but somewhere in there, you guys are have misunderstood me or something. Somewhere in there, like I said, about 85% is getting it, and there's about 15% of you not. So when you tell me going into 2025 that I can have a $25,000 return on my investment in 5 years, that is horrible. You understand how slow that sounds? It's horrible. I'm not making fun of you, man. I'm really wanting to open up these windows inside your mind so you can say, like, hey, I get what this dude's saying. That is shitty. If you have any cash right now, you can take that money if you have a hefty amount and you can go. If you got 100 grand, do you understand how much of an investment that could be into a landscaping company? $100,000 in a landscaping company will be 2 trucks and equipment. $100,000 in a landscaping company would be 1 truck, equipment, and the hiring of, say, 3 people plus payroll for a couple months. That way you could just start. And I mean, you start just boom, balls to the walls. $100,000 could be, brother, whatever you do. $100,000 is a great foundation to start any business, almost any. You guys seem to love to nitpick in the comments. $100,000 is almost a great foundation. People started businesses with $1,000 and they're millionaires now. You want to start a candle company with $100,000? Go for it, man. Go for it. Hit the ground running and don't stop. If that's what you want to do, I would rather you do something like that than lock that $100,000 into a CD for 5 years just to get a $25,000 return. I hope I'm making sense to you. I'm not telling you to save up $100,000 and just leave it in the freezer and never touch it again. I would only do that if I was a millionaire. If I had $1 million, then yeah, I'm putting $100,000 up somewhere in a shoebox. Why not? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I, man? That makes no sense to me why you wouldn't hold cash on hand. I don't understand that. If I'm a millionaire, I'm holding on to, I'm not even a millionaire and I got cash, gold, silver, guns, bullets, everything on hand. So I don't understand why you wouldn't. I just don't understand that. There's other comments. I'm not even going to entertain it. I need you guys to understand how the banking system works. I'm going to be very clear, and this is all very true. People that have money, please back me up in the comments. If you have any money, please back me up in the comments. I want you to understand the bank does not want to give you your money. Okay? I want you to fully understand with the words that are coming out of my mouth. The things, if you don't have money, you don't know what I'm talking about. The things you read on the internet, the stories that people tell you, those aren't just stories. Those aren't just rumors. They're not just whatever, man. It's real. If you go to your bank and say, let's say you have $50,000 and you go to your bank and you say, hey, I need to get my $50,000 out. They're going to make you feel like a criminal. They're going to ask you, what do you want it for? And then they're going to get on the computer and type in everything that you're saying to a letter to the IRS that they have to fill out as to why you want your money. And then you have to fill out a paper form and handwrite a bunch of crap as to why you want your money and what you're going to do with your money. And then once you do that, your bank may say, hey, well, we need 3 days. We can't give it to you. The last time I went to the bank, this is all true, man. This is all true. The bank might say, hey, we don't have that much on hand. We need 3 days. And then you can come back and pick it up at this time. So if you got a deal pressing, really pressing, and now you got to wait 3 days, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me about 5 months ago. I went to the bank to cash a $30,000 check. I have a couple bank accounts, but I went to this one. I barely use it, and it just happened to be in the city I was in. And I went there to cash a $30,000 check. And dude, they took that check, didn't give it back to me, and they held on to it for review for 10 days. If I didn't have cash on hand, people would not have gotten paid. The check eventually came through 10 days later, and I went to the bank pretty pissed. I'd called them and emailed them multiple times, and I went pretty pissed to get it. And I wanted all my money out. I had to do exactly what I just told you. I had to fill out all these forms as to why I wanted the money and all this crap. And they didn't even want to give me cash. They wanted to hand me another check so I could take it to another bank. They don't want to give you cash, man. And so they wanted me to take that check and take it to another bank. And I told them, no, I need cash. I had to go to 2 separate banks just to get $30,000. One bank they had to basically empty the drawers to give me $15,000 at one. Then I had to go to another branch and get another. Yeah, it was 2 banks. I had to go get 15 and 15 from 2 different banks. Same branches or same banks, but I had to go to 2 different banks to get it. They do not want to give you your money. If you don't have money, you don't know what I'm talking about. Anybody that has a little bit of money, please back me up in the comments. Let these guys know that I'm not lying to you. If you go to the bank with $50,000 or $100,000, if you go to the bank and tell them you want to take out $100,000, they are going to put you through hell to receive it. They do not want to give you your money. Okay? Another thing, if you lock your money into a CD and for some reason you're going to need it, you're going to take a penalty. And if for some reason that you think that you're going to keep going to that bank and pulling out a piece of this and that, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Such and such, you've came here to withdraw out of this CD so many times. We think that you would be better suited for a standard savings account drawing 50 cents a year, because that's what savings accounts draw. What, 50 cents, 90 cents, $1 a year? Your bank literally takes your money and puts it in a savings account all year and gives you $1. The bank is only there for security. A CD is a slow way to grow your money. Now, after you've started a business, after you've gotten, brother, there are people out here making millions of dollars a year. And you're telling me 25 grand in 5 years? That's not even on my radar. It's not even anything I'm looking at. I need you guys to expand your mind. B-dubs, I hate that we got off on the wrong foot, man, but I'm looking at your comment and you say bank 4% interest on 50K is $166 a month. Do you understand what I just said? $166 a month. I'm not interested in that. You're acting as if I'm missing opportunity by missing out on $166 a month. Me having the peace of mind knowing that if I see a deal and I want it right then, lickety split, I can go grab it. But if you go to that bank and think you're going to yank out your money out of that CD without taking a penalty, yeah, that $166 a month just went straight out the window, bud. It's gone. I don't know if you guys, I've done this, guys. I've been in this game for a decade. Nothing I'm telling you is wrong. I don't know if you guys fully understand. Either you're not understanding what I'm saying, or you haven't fully done what you're saying in these comments. I don't know, because anybody that has money knows exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let's say hypothetically that I had $10 million, then yes, I would go ahead and take $1 million and drop it into a 4 or 5% interest rate CD. Why not? I'd take $1 million and do that. Why wouldn't I? Let it draw whatever, it's 5% on that, would 50 grand, whatever. If it's drawing 5%, 50 grand, why not? Why not? That'd be my emergency fund forever. Maybe I prefer my emergency fund cash, because what if something bad happens and they come to levy my accounts again? What if I piss the IRS off? What if I owe taxes on something? They're taking everything you got. They're taking everything you got. You guys act like that doesn't happen to people. It happens to people every day. Every day. I just don't think either one of you are on the level for it to happen to you. Not trying to sound rude, but I want both of you guys to understand. There's other comments in there. You two just happen to be the main ones. And I don't think that you're on the level for this stuff to happen to you. So for everybody else out there, protect yourself, whatever that looks like to you. Protect yourself at all costs. I will not be leaving all my money in the bank, because I've had my accounts levied. I've had them drained. I've had everything taken from me before. I can't allow that again, and I won't go down that road again. That's why I stack gold, silver. I don't look at gold and silver as investments. I don't ever plan on selling it, but I do look at them as a savings account, a long-term savings. I'm going to hit a couple more. I hope that explains it, guys. I really do. And to anybody in the comments, man, that has a little bit of money, back me up on this, because I know you know what I'm talking about. You take 50 grand in the bank, they look at you crazy, like, where did it come from? And how'd you get it? And you got to fill out these forms and all this. They'll take it. Sometimes they're not even ready to take it from you. They're not equipped to take it from you. But damn sure, if you go there and try to get it out, watch how they treat you. Anybody, leave it in the comments below, man. What's been your experience with the banking industry and you trying to withdraw a big sum of money? They don't like it. And I don't think that you two have ever done it, because they don't like it. They don't like it at all. It's 2025, guys. Those stories that you hear on the internet, those stories that you're reading on social media or watching on YouTube, it's not fake. It's not fake at all. It is real. And I want you guys to fully understand, for you, your family. I'm serious, man. I want your families to thrive. I'm not mad at anybody in these comments. I want your families to thrive. And you need to start educating yourself and protecting yourself in all avenues, all angles. JRO7292 said, do you pay taxes? If not, how can I get around paying them? Yes and no. Do not try to skip out on the tax man. Now I'm gonna put it to you like this. Let's say you're cutting grass and you're only making $1,000 a month. I ain't paying taxes on that shit. If I'm making less than my basic survival rate, I'm probably not gonna pay taxes on it. Like if I'm cutting yards and I'm able to pull in $500-600 a month cash, no, I'm not paying taxes on that. I'm sorry, not paying taxes on that at all. It's not even interesting. But I'd say, but once you start doing something that's gonna put a dent in the system or put a dent in your life, let's put it that way. And what I mean is that you're all of a sudden able to go out and buy a new car off of what you're doing, then yeah, you better start looking at paying taxes. Okay, you better start because for real. Because if the IRS doesn't catch on, you might have some hating ass neighbors, some hating ass friends. You might have some people that just hate and call in on you. That stuff happens. It happens. Okay, so my advice to you is to always pay taxes. But if you're making very little, nah, not at all. Not at all. And by very, I'd say I wouldn't even too much. This is probably bad advice, but I'd say me personally, I'm not even worried about cutting in taxes on anything, on as long as it is not electronic. If it is electronic, like if you're making 25-30 grand on eBay, you better pay taxes. My brother ran an eBay store making about 40 grand, and he tried that shit, and they came and got him. It took him a couple years, but they came and got him. He was making about 40 grand a year off eBay, and they came and got him. They didn't arrest him, but he had to pay. He had to go back. They back whatever, back paid him or whatever, backdated him, and he had to go and pay back. I've never had to deal with that. I've always paid. And but if they pay me cash, it's like being a waiter, man. You think waiters pay taxes on what somebody leaves them in cash? Come on, man. Now electronically, yes. If your stuff's electronic, then yeah, you're gonna get caught eventually. If it's cash money, old school, nah. I ain't worried about it. Anything cash money, probably under 25-30 grand. I'm not even worried about paying. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm just being honest. And even then, it depends on how I'm getting it. But that you do your own due diligence, and man, you better just be safe as you do it, because I don't play around with the IRS. They will run your life. That's a fact. They will run your life. Maneater, I got a great question from you, man. I saw it in here. I'm going to definitely answer that. I'm going to work on that in the morning. And James Jackalone, 5486, man, you asked me if you got up to 100, I don't know how this question got missed, but I really like it. And you asked me if I got up to 100, 150 grand, turning into 200 grand a year. We're going to touch on that in the morning too. All right, so I'm not going to run this tonight too long. I really just wanted to come on here and make sure that you guys fully understood about the banking system, that they don't do anything for you. They're not here for you. They just provide a safety and security for you. I'll tell you one right now. Bank of America has just closed 125. I have a Bank of America account. Do you think they're letting me know that they just shut down 125 branches? Do you think they're advertising that Warren Buffett took all his money out of them? I mean, they seem like they're on the cusp of bankruptcy. I mean, they're probably not going to go bankrupt, but I'm just saying, do you think they're informing me of their bad business decisions, of their bad transactions? Do you think so? No, not at all. They're not your friend, guys. They're a business. They're a business. That's what they are. They hold your money for security. And when you want to go get your money, if it's a hefty amount, they don't want to give it to you. This is not made up. This is all real. And I want you to start educating yourself on these things and stop thinking everybody online is trying to do something to you and give you false information or harm you in some kind of way. I want you guys to start paying attention and start educating yourself on everything. I really can't be any more clear than that, and we're not going to talk about this anymore. I'm going to say that you store your money to the best needs of you and your family, what is best for you. Me personally, I've been in some situations. I'm not into it. I'm sorry. They're not getting all. I have money in the bank, not all of it. You're never going to leave me in those situations like that again, because the banks, the state of California, child support, all these things left me in horrible situations. When they came for me, the bank didn't call me up and say, Mr. Edson, the bank's state of California is trying to take your money out of the account. They didn't call me up. They gave them my money, and then they mailed me a letter. That's how it happened. They gave them my money, and then they mailed me a letter a week later. That's how the bank informed me. So you guys do what you want with this information, but I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is real. What I'm telling you is honest and true. And I want you to educate yourselves for you and your family. Start protecting yourselves. This is not 1956, guys. This world is different and it is changing fast at a rapid pace. At a high rate of speed, it is changing. I want you guys to protect yourself and be safe in all manners. All right. I wish you the best. You guys have a great night. Take care.